Welcome to online lecture series on microcontroller and embedded system. I am Dr. Singaravilan and today topic is Arduino programming on DC motor controller. The lecture number is 42, course code is 90BB44 and module is 5. DC motors are widely used in robotics and embedded systems because of its more efficient and small in size. It also consumes very low power and the voltage range between 6 volt, 12 volt or 24 volt varieties it is there because most of the robotics or embedded systems will operate in battery system. So the battery varieties available in the market are 6 volt, 12 volt and 24 volt mostly commonly we will get that. So because of that, the DC motor for robotics and embedded system is also rated for 6 volt, 12 volt and 24 volt etc. So first we will see what is the DC motor, how it is working in normal battery, how it is rotating in clockwise or anti-clockwise with respect to the polarity which we are supplying, which we are feeding to the motor. First we will see that, later we will go to the program, then only we will get a clear understand about DC motor, how the DC motor can be energized. First I will take a DC motor from the list. So in that list DC motor, I am searching for a DC motor. Yeah, I got the DC motor. So I taken the DC motor and I'm going to take a power supply for this, as a 9 volt battery is available in this simulation. So I'm taking a 9 volt battery and first I'm connecting this positive terminal, the positive terminal of the DC motor, and negative to negative of the DC motor. So I'm just trying to start the simulation. Yeah, it is running in the positive direction of 17,568 RPM, but in real time the RPM will be less as per the ratings of the DC motor which is available in the market, or what motor you are buying. So that maximum speed or maximum rating of the speed it will rotate if you are giving a full power supply. So I am trying to reverse the polarity. So this positive terminal I am going to give in negative and this positive to negative. So just I have reversed the polarity, just checking how it is running. So it is running in the negative direction. So the minus symbol indicates it's running in the negative direction or anti-clockwise. So the speed is minus 17,568 RPM. So by this way we can able to make the motor to run in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. So just changing the polarity will make the motor to run in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So now we understand what the supply we need to give to the motor to make it run in clockwise or anti-clockwise. So with this basic concept, how we can able to program the DC motor as per our logic, that is we are going to see in step-by-step manner, or we will try to start with a small one DC motor giving in positive direction, how the signal will give to a DC motor in a positive direction and negative direction we are going to see. Later we will make some more a little bit complicated circuit in a DC motor, and this type of DC motors are used in robotics vehicles also. Like if you want to send your robo vehicle to some other places in wireless manner, so from the wireless signal we can control the DC motors such a way that the vehicle is moving in a direction, such a direction where you want to move it. So in this way the programming, learning the program of DC motor is very, very important if you are involving in any robotics concept of your project. Mostly the DC motor which is used for the robotics or embedded system, it will not be always 5 volt DC motor. Sometimes they will use 12 volt or 24 volt DC motors also. So at that time if you want to control that 12 volt or 24 volt DC motor, the normal Arduino output pin, digital output pin, we can't able to directly give to the DC motor. So at that time we need a driver circuit to drive the signals into the supply voltage of DC motor. So let me see what is the driver circuit for DC motor. So the driver circuit commonly they will use L293D. So just I am taking this L293D. So in this single IC we can able to control two DC motors. So the first left hand side of this IC will control motor 1 and right hand side will control the motor 2. So the signals which is coming from the microcontroller can give as an input to this IC, and the output of this IC will given to the motor. So whatever the supply power we are giving to this IC motor in power to this pin, so that voltage will transmit or feed to this motor, and the signals we are giving in input 1 and input 2 will be a signal which is getting from the microcontroller. So just see how to connect this. Before starting the program, we will just see simple connections how to make this. So I'm deleting this wire. So for example, say this is a 9 volt DC motor. For example, I'm telling, and a 9 volt power supply I need to give to this DC motor. So for that, how to utilize this IC, we'll see it. Just I'm rotating it. Yeah. Now power supply. So I need to give the power supply in the power pin. So the positive power supply pin I'm going to connect to the DC motor, and here also power pin is there. So I'm going to connect this power pin also in this positive, and then this enable I need to give always 5 volt. So this enable pin I will take it from a Arduino. So I want to take a Arduino also. So I am going to take one Arduino. So from this Arduino I can take a 5 volt supply. This 5 volt supply I will give as an enable pin. After giving this enable pin only, we can able to access the right hand side, left hand side and right hand side also. So for enabling the left hand side, I need to give connection here also. So I'm going to give the same pin. So I connected, enabled the pin number 1, 2 and 3, 4 also. So all these pins have been connected, enabled, and this ground I need to connect in a ground pin, negative in the ground pin, and this ground also I need to connect here, and from here again I am taking one more wire and connecting to the ground of the Arduino. So this side ground also I need to make connection. And this pin also need to connect. I shorted this to ground and this to ground. All this ground has been connected to battery as well as the Arduino board. So I enabled 1 and 2 output motor pin and 3 and 4 output motor pin. So the remaining part is input 1, output 1 and output 2 and input 2. Same like that, input 3 and output 3 and input 4, output 4. So input and output signals only matter. So whenever I am giving high at input 1, so it will give of 9 volt high in output 1. So where from Arduino pin input and to my DC motor output. So this is how the driver is working. So irrespective of the voltage range of this Arduino, whatever the voltage ratings of the DC motor, connect the power supply here. So that voltage will feed in the DC motor whenever you are giving signals to the this IC. So this is why the driver is used for DC motor, and there are different drivers for different motors. So for DC motor commonly they will use L293D. So here also I am going to use this L293D. So now inputs I want to decide where I want to give the, how I am going to write the coding. So one thing I have decided, I want to connect 2 motors to this pin. So first I will take 2 motors. So one more DC motor I am going to take, and I will finish connection of these 2. Say this is motor 1 and this is motor 2. So this motor positive terminal I need to connect in connected in the pin 1, right? So what is output 1, and output 2, where is output? Output 2 to the negative of the DC motor. Output to the negative of the DC motor. Same like that, I need to connect output 4 to negative of the DC motor, and output 3 to positive of the DC motor. So only 4 pin left. All the 4 pins are the signals which is generated by the Arduino. So that 4 pin I need to give in the DC motor. So whenever you are giving the input to the DC motor, so the motor will work. So first we will write a coding for controlling only one motor, then we will go for 2 motor, and later with different controlling from the user how this motor can rotate in clockwise and anti-clockwise. That program table also we are going to see. So first we will start with writing a coding for only one motor, then we will go for all the upcoming. Now I will start writing the code. My first aim is the motor 1 should be controlled, right? Controlled by the Arduino. So what I am doing is I want to control this motor 1 from pin number 8 and 9. So first decision is I am taking pin number 8 and 9 going to control my motor 1. So for that I am going to open the code and just making the output pin as output pin for 8 as well as 9. So right, I am going to copy this and paste it and make 8 and 9 as output pin. So first thing is I make the pin number 8 and 9 as output. Then I want to write a digital high or low for this pin number 8 and 9. So what happening is, so okay, pin number 8 and one more is pin number 9. Pin number 9 for 1 second delay. What should happen for 1 second delay? Now the important thing is, if I have given both I, means what will happen, all these 2 terminal will get high. So at the time the motor will not run. So if the motor want to run, at least it should make one should be in high and one should be low, and change the pin number into 9. Pin number 9. So I am making initially pin number 9 as low, okay, low for 1 second, and after 1 second I want to change it into anti-clockwise. Okay, so I'm going to change it in reverse order. So first here low, then high, and here high for 1 second. So what happen is, this motor 1 will rotate in clockwise for 1 second and anti-clockwise for another second, next second. So I want a little bit more, 2 second delay I am giving. So 2000. Okay, that's all. So code is ready. Now just I'm trying to run this code. But I have not connected the terminals, input terminal. I have not connected the signals to the pin number. So I'm going to stop the simulation again, hide the code, and pin number 8 to input 1. Input 1, and from input 2 to pin number 9. Pin number 9. So now I have connected the input and output, input for 2 pins. So I want to check the simulation now. Now you can see the symbol here indicating whether it is rotating in clockwise or anti-clockwise. So we have given 2 seconds for clockwise and 2 seconds for anti-clockwise. So by this way we can able to check the verify that the pin is the driver circuit is working fine, and also it is amplifying the voltage. So this is how we need to connect the driver circuit to control the DC motor. Suppose if you want to connect the back wheel also, suppose you have 4 DC motors, then we can connect this same signal to one more motor also. So mostly the robotics will have only two control wheel and two normal wheel, uncontrolled wheel. Because of the two back wheels, the front wheel also will run. So only 2 DC motor is enough to run the robotics vehicles. So I'm going to try to connect only these two motors. Now next step is how to control one more motor also. We are going to see the program. So for that I will stop the simulation first, and 7 and 6 is going to control my motor 2, and 6 is my input 3 and 7 is my input 4. So I have given the input for pin number 6 and 7. Now let me check the code also. So in this code, one more 2 pins additionally I need to control. So I'm going to copy this and paste it, and 2 more pins as output. What are those pins is 6 and 7, right? So now this is 7 and this is 6. So there are totally 4 output pins to control 2 motors. So during the first 2 seconds, I want to run the second motor to be in clockwise direction. So just I'm going to copy this and paste here, and change the pin number into 7 and 6, and I'm going to copy this and paste it in the second delay. In second delay, again the pin number I need to change for 7 and 6. 7 and 6. Now I have given the code for motor 1 as well as motor 2, right? Okay, so now we'll check the simulation. See, it is in reverse, because the pin number I have given in here is different, and here it is different. If it is running in clockwise, it is in anti-clockwise, and vice versa. So by this way we can code anything for the DC motor. So the clockwise and anti-clockwise control can be easily made by this combination of program and a hardware circuit. Most of the robotics vehicles will be controlled using a joystick or any computer system. So all these joysticks or any input system will be a digital input. So suppose if you want to control 2 motors as a vehicle, so you need to control forward, reverse, as well as left and right control. So at least we need to have 4 input to control 2 DC motors. So here also we have taken a 4 input switch. The hardware circuit for the switch is given in the previous video. You can go through it about a push button. In that I have clearly mentioned how to create a digital input for this. So in this circuit I have connected 4 input in pin number 10, 11, 12, 13. So in all these 4 pins as an input. So the switch 1 will tell whether the motor 1 should on or off, and 2 will tell whether the motor 2 is on or off, and 3 and 4 will tell about whether the motor should rotate in clockwise or anti-clockwise. So 4 different inputs we are giving to control 2 motors. So if you are giving 4 input, then the combinations of 4 input will be 2 power 4. It is 16 combinations we'll get. So for this 16 different combination, how the motor should react, or how the motor should get the output, the program will decide it. So how to program that, we need to have a clear idea about all these 4 inputs and this output combinations logic. So I have created a truth table for this to control the two motors with 4 inputs. So I have assumed that the switch 1 will control the motor 1 to on or off, and switch 2 will tell to on or off the motor 2, and switch 3 and 4 will tell whether it should rotate in clockwise or anti-clockwise. So suppose if it is 0 at switch 3, then motor 1 will rotate in the clockwise, otherwise in anti-clockwise. At any condition, if the on-off switch is off, then the motor should not run. So because of that, you can see in S1, if it is 0, the motor 1 should off always, irrespective of the switch 3 is given. Because if it is off, whatever the control you are giving clockwise or anti-clockwise, it should not rotate. So by this combination, there are totally 16 combinations, and for this 16 combination I have created this. For example, if you are taking the combination 1, if motor 1 is 0, then definitely it should off, and motor 2 is 0, then definitely motor 2 should off. Suppose if you are taking here, the motor 1 is on and motor 2 is off. So motor 1 should rotate in anti-clockwise because it is 0. So it is rotating in anti-clockwise. And here also it is given as anti-clockwise, but because of switch 2 is 0, it is off. So by this way, we can surely tell that these combinations will work as a robotic vehicle. Two motors we can fix in a wheel, and we can operate it as a robotic vehicle, because we have front and back control and on-off control and left and right. If you are pressing only one motor and left motor is rotating, definitely it will turn the vehicle. So by this way we can able to turn left, right, front, back, and stop and start. All these things we can do with this 4 combination. Now coming to the program, so I keeping this aside and comparing this truth table with the code. The code is a little bit lengthy, so I have created the code just now, and I'm going to explain the code how it is working. So I'm taken 4 input, I'm going to take 4 input, and I'm giving a name as BS1, BS2, BS3, BS4 for pin number 13, 12, 11 and 10, because it is getting digital read, and pin number 8, 9, 6, 7 is output. Okay, one thing I have missed is pin number 13, 12, 11 are inputs. So I want to make a pin mode here. So I'm going to write a pin mode for this. Otherwise, it will get confused whether it is input or output. So only one correction. So it is 13, and this is 12. This is 11, and this is 10. So all these pins are input, right? So I want to make this as input, and this is also input, and this is also input, and this is also input. So now 13, 12, 11, 10 are input, and 8, 9, 6, 7 are output. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the digital value of pin number 13, 12, 11, 10 and storing in BS1, BS2, BS3, BS4, and I have created 16 if conditions with 4 getting information of 4 inputs. So what are the 16 input is nothing but this truth table. Say I have given a command here, 1 means the first combination. So what is first combination is all 0 means motor should off. So here what is that, all 4 inputs are low, then obviously the output is also low. So respectively I have written the program for all this truth table for 16 times. So you can see there is a okay, this is 16th one. So for all 16 times I have created the logic and respective outputs also. So if condition will check every time what is your input, and then it will give the output as per the logic truth table. So I'm hiding this code, and just I want to run the code. So I start the simulation. Now you check all the 2 inputs on/off is off. Because of that I am getting 0 RPM. Suppose if I want to turn on motor 1, it is rotating in anti-clockwise because motor 1 is on but switch 3 is off. So off means what? Anti-clockwise. If I want to rotate motor 1 in clockwise, then I should turn on the switch 3, so it is rotating in. I'm just going to zoom it. Okay, so it is rotating in clockwise because switch 3 is on. So if switch 3 is 0, then it is rotating in anti-clockwise. Suppose I don't want to run this motor 1, I just turn off this. And coming to motor 2, even though it is given as anti-clockwise because of 0, it is not rotating because switch 2 is off. So if I suppose turn on the switch 2, it is rotating in anti-clockwise because 4 is 0. And if I want to rotate motor 2 in clockwise direction, just press the 4 switch to on, and it is rotating. Suppose I want both the motors should rotate in opposite direction, it is also possible, or in same direction, it is also possible. So all this 16 combination is working perfectly. That's why I'm always telling that if you have a clear idea about your program, first you need to write down your logic or your algorithm in a paper, then come to a conclusion whether the algorithm will work or not, then you go to the programming. It will reduce your trial and error timing also, because you are already having a clear-cut idea. So it is very good always to have a clear idea on your program and then implement. You will get error-free output, or logic mistakes will not come. So in this video we have covered the basic concept of DC motor, and the driver for the DC motor, and connections of the hardware of driver and DC motor, and different input combinations and their respective programs. All these things we have covered in this video. I hope this video will be helpful for you to do the robotic projects or robotic vehicles. See you, bye.